episode 3 of our van build.
Welcome back to our channel.
Today we are, I guess we're just kind of doing some miscellaneous.
Yeah, just small work.
Small prep work before we get the insulation going.
So we're filling up the holes in the floor. We're gonna tube the wire just to protect it. And we are going to take the square footage measurements for the insulation, which hopefully we can buy tonight. So we're going to Home Depot right now, and that's where we're gonna just buy tubing, and I'm gonna try to convince Justin to go get sub sandwiches on the way home because I'm hungry.
We're at Home Depot right now. We got these plastic tubes.
Yep.
And so that's what we're gonna put all of the wiring into. So all the bundles of wire, we're gonna run it through these plastic tubes to just protect it and insulate it, so that way the wires won't catch on any of the metal or short out, anything like that.
Yep.
And we also got some washer fluid for Allie's car because their windshield's gross.
Can we get sub sandwiches?
Yes.
Really?
Let's do it.
Jersey Mike's sub sandwiches. Are you hungry?
Yes.
Are you hangry? Yes.
Getting there.
He is. For everyone asking, he's hangry! And I can't handle it.
Hangry person.
I'm not hangry. Thank you.
First started on this.
Let's get back to the van build stuff, please. So, do you guys remember when I was being all dramatic about the tape falling down and how there was really only like 2 spots? Well, let me tell you, this time I'm not being dramatic. Look at this nonsense! Everything's falling down. The wiring's pretty much completely done now. We already measured all the square footage, so we're just gonna go home, do some math, and then order some insulation. So that's exciting. Let me show you what we did. All the tubing has the wires in it. This was a beast. Look at all the wires down there. So that's kind of nice that we're done there. Justin's just putting some finishing touches on the door. I guess that's all for today. So hopefully next week we have our insulation, and fingers crossed, because if it's more than 4 bags we're gonna have to wait. Right, Justin?
Fingers crossed. So, a little backstory here. So we ordered our wool. We're getting sheep's wool from Havelock. Havelock sheep, is it Havelock?
Yep, Havelock wool.
Alright, so we're getting sheep's wool from Havelock. And so while we wait for that to ship in, we've got a little bit of stuff we've got to kind of fix up on the van before we get the insulation in.
So we're going to take you guys along all the busy work that we have to get done.
So our door, it looked like at some point this van was in an accident and the door had a little bit of damage. So we tried doing like a silicone fix up here to try to fix the leak in the door, but it's pretty sloppy looking and we don't really know for sure if that's gonna be a good permanent fix. So we just learned these hinges are slightly adjustable, theoretically. We're about to find out for sure. But if the hinges are adjustable, we can try to adjust the hinge to adjust how the door is leaning to tighten it against the seal. So hopefully that will compensate for that difference in closing the gap, so then we can rip the silicone off and the door will seal. Boy.
Now, that's a little bit loose.
see. So it doesn't look like it can go any further because the hinge is bottoming out against the lip of the door. So you can see like it right here if I pull it back or if I push it forward. You know what I'm saying?
We want it like this, right? So tighten it like this. That'll...
So now we close it and see if the gap's gone.
I mean, it'll be a gap at the bottom, maybe.
Still see light?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it even around the silicone. So, what we're gonna try to do to fix this, when we loosened the hinges on the door, we couldn't get enough play with it. So we're gonna cut a little notch out right here with the grinder. And then we're hopefully gonna be able, we'll cut the notch out and then bend the door. Like, bend the door back in, and then we can reclose the notch we cut out with a welder. And so hopefully then we can just bend the door to fit so it'll seal it.
Yeah, I think I look cool. Guess what? Everything's green! So, you just saw me remove all of the felt to the floor panel that came in the original build of the van. So we were kind of thinking it's dumb to just remake that. So we're gonna power wash it, and hopefully after power washing it, it gets rid of like the excess oil and everything, so it's good enough to use again, because that would be very handy to not have to, there's like all the cutouts for everything, so it just eliminates an extra step. So yeah, let's get spraying.
Alright, ready? Drink to this.
it's the next day and it is beautiful. It's in the 50s and we're basically just getting our van prepared for the wool that you just saw us get delivered. So we're throwing away all this extra wire.
Not throwing it away yet. Just in
Well,
case.
oh yeah, no, we're just putting it in a trash bag. But then we did this rust fix up when it was really cold, below freezing. So with that, we have to redo it. You could clearly see that the rust had come back just because I guess it was so cold. The paint really just didn't do its job. So we have to redo that. We also have some holes we need to repair. You can see here's all of the holes in the ground. So we're gonna fill those in. A lot of them go straight through. So I think we're getting rid of the ones that go straight through instead of the ones that don't, because we might use those for just like anchoring down the base. So hopefully we can get all of that done today. We also want to take out the air conditioner up there, and then we can start dealing with the insulation. But we don't want to put the insulation in unless we know it's watertight, and every time we come back there's somehow always water back in the van. So that's what we're doing right now.
Trying to get some stuff to finish off the repair of the door right now, so it's just basically some topical stuff to clean it up and seal it the rest of the way. So since we welded that metal bracket on in the front, on the sides we're going to use pop rivets to seal it back on. I run into an issue. We need steel rivets. Since it's a steel door, you can't use aluminum rivets in a steel door, and all I can find are these little aluminum rivets. I cannot find the steel ones anywhere, man. So the hunt continues. We also are here to get Bondo to smooth out. It's like a putty, so it'll smooth out the edges and hopefully make the seal on the door nice and clean. So let's keep searching. So not a totally successful trip, unfortunately. I got Bondo, so we can still fill in around the edges of that bracket to make it a little more smooth. And I got some white silicone, so if we need it for any little repairs, it's the color of the van already, so it'll be pretty easy, and it's a pretty big tube. But I could not find any steel pop rivets, which kind of sucks because I need to do the pop rivets before I can do the Bondo, and I need to do the Bondo before I can paint. So really I can't do anything else with the door until I find these steel pop rivets, and I don't know where to look. And I don't want to waste my whole day searching. Sucks. All right, so what we decided on with the rivet situation, we have these aluminum rivets, which I guess technically you're not supposed to use aluminum rivets in steel. But what we're gonna do to get around that is we're gonna paint the inside of the hole and the outside of the rivet before installing it, so there'll be like a layer of paint there. And the rivets are gonna be sealed underneath a coating of Bondo, so they won't be exposed to weathering or anything like that. So hopefully we'll be all right. So let's give it a shot. So for starters, we're gonna drill out the guide holes for the rivets to go through, and then we'll pop the rivets into the holes. So here's the guide holes I drilled out right here, the bigger ones. And you can see the rivet will fit right snug in there. So we painted our rivets and we painted our holes. exhausting day today. But we managed to complete everything we needed to get done, so we are now officially ready to insulate.
We're so excited. We've already received our will in the mail, so we're literally starting here in a couple of days. So with that being said, be sure to give our channel a subscribe, a giant thumbs up. We upload new videos every single Wednesday, so stay tuned for some exciting content coming to this YouTube channel soon.
See you guys next week.
Bye.